In the language learning process, the term critical age hypothesis is also known. This hypothesis considers age as a factor to achieve language skill. This critical age period was born from various observations based on the fact that children are faster and more successful in picking up language in a particular language community. Meanwhile, their parents had a lot of trouble picking up the language. According to Lenneberg, 1967, the age of 2 to 12 years is the ideal age to achieve language skill, like native speaker of a foreign language. He argues that before the age of 2 is impossible for a person to learn a foreign language because of a lack of brain maturity, and after puberty a person will have difficulty in the learning foreign language, especially in pronunciation because of the reduction in certain plantations to learn foreign language naturally. By referring to the Lenneberg hypothesis, Scofield, 1969, argued that it is impossible for an adult to master a foreign language without losing the essence of the main language. When associated with the theory of language development from Piaget about the youngest age in learning a foreign language from Lenneberg, there are similarities. Jean Piaget noted that linguistic step 1, holopractic, is acquired at the age of 2 years. Before that act in acquiring that first language, the new child is at the Maraban stage.
Rosensky 1975 and Cresson 1975 relate this critical age to Jean Piaget's theory of mental and intellectual development. He related that the beginning of the formal operation stage in fixed term age 11 years is the beginning of the final stage of the critical age period for learning foreign language. At the beginning of formal operations, a person has been able to develop the capacity for abstract thinking and is able to reflect on the linguistic rules used. He has been able to distance himself from the language he produces. He is able to observe his linguistic behavior. As a result, children are able to create their own language abstractly. This is a sign that learning a foreign language naturally has been disrupted. Taylor 1974 and Stutman 1975 associate this critical age period with the effective change of a person at the onset of puberty. He stated that 1. Children have a greater empathic capacity than adults. Empathic capacity is a determining factor for the success of learning a foreign language naturally. Number 2, children before puberty have not yet developed barriers to self-identity, and so they are not confronted with the risk of being wrong in experimenting with their simple knowledge of the language. Okay, next, number three, children who are still under puberty have a strong, intricate, integrative motivation. This means that they have a negative attitude towards the speaker of the foreign language they are studying. These things indicate that children in an effort to acquire a new language use very low cognitive and affective filters. On the other hand, it is the age at which a language is learned in the classroom which emphasizes formal truth. Adults have access memory storage capacity, have a broader analytical capacity, and can develop instrumental motivation as an incentive to study with effort in such classroom learning situation.
The critical age hypothesis for language learning is still debated. Therefore, it's not surprising that not many parents are trying to teach foreign language to their children or send them to school that teach foreign language for an early age. Actually, both children and adults each have a advantage in learning foreign language. It is easier for children to learn foreign language because their burden as social beings is not much. They have more opportunities to learn that than adults who have a lot of social burden. So, usually, they are very superior in speaking skill, especially in terms of pronunciation like native speaker. Adults usually excel in the use of grammar, reading skills, or writing skills in a foreign language because they already have the capital skills to read and write in their first language.